doing amazing today, and welcome to another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss. This is the media of the 21st Century Blackout Fan Network. To the first-time returning listeners, of course, on all our streaming platforms, be it on YouTube, on the radio station, Spreaker, Spotify, wherever you're catching me live from. And of course, Karibuni today as we talk about what is happening in the 254 in Nigeria, what is happening in other countries like Niger as well. We're going to be talking about what is happening in DRC, Congo, and so much more coming from Somali and the Somaliland as well, South Africa, and also looking at also what is happening in other parts of the country right here in the continent. And of course, before we get into that, a quick reminder to get yourself the organic supplements we have right here on the Blackout Fan Network application. And of course, you can get that on the Google Play Store in case you have an Android phone. In case you're using your laptop or rather using your Apple phone, you can literally get us by the website link. That is the www.blackoutfannetwork.com. Once you have all that, it requires you zero amount for you to log in. It's free of charge. Just accept the terms and conditions that you're given there. Tap agree, and you'll literally first page you bump into is the radio segment where you get to hear the beautiful conversation, music, and also we have on the upper 3 lines if you're using an Android phone where you can actually explore the page fully, where we have the amazing organic supplements under the BHFN Sports page. We have the Blackout Fire Network apparel store. You can get yourself the merchandise with our logo as well. We have the news site, literally news from all over the globe of what is happening. We have the social page where you can also put links of what is trending, and the show page where you can literally see all the streaming previous conversation. But lucky if you also have Amazon and Roku TV, you can also download our app on your TV, and you can listen to us by the radio segment or rather on the TV segment. But with that being said, can you get yourself some amazing brain and focus formula? Apart from that, we have other amazing supplements on the like of beetroot, ashwagandha, multivitamin, and so much more. But for personally, I love sharing brain and focus because, again, I love saying these conversations do require critical thinking. And people have lost critical thinking. Maybe if you take some brain and focus formula, it will help you and boost your memory.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just 1 capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Yes, and of course, Karibuni. And as we get started, I'd love to start with some news and updates about Joshua Maponga, who has been hospitalized after surviving a very deadly crash with his car. He had a car accident. And of course, I want to share this video because I have not so much information about this, but I hoped to bump into this conversation this particular morning. Wishing him a quick recovery. I don't know what could be happening if they're trying to take him out, because I'd say Joshua Maponga is one among the people in Africa, call him a Pan-Africanist literally, who has been traveling across Africa and speaking so much truth in levels of education. And I'd say that about the African spirituality, the African history, and so much literally. So could it be a point where they're trying to take him out? But it also goes back to, because it's the same people, the same panel with people like Professor Lumumba. And personally, I've said real activists, and we've seen real activists who are real threats to this system, they'll be literally taken out. So I don't have much details of what could have happened. I think if you go back to also Dr. Mumbi, remember what happened to her? They called it a deadly car crash. But if you follow up the full details, they were trying to take her out. So allegedly, again. So let me share this. I don't know what's really happening, but we'll see if we're going to get more information. Of course, the blogs are posting what could have happened.
Breaking news. A voice that has shaken the conscience of Africa. A man who speaks truth without fear has just survived what many are calling a near-death moment. But the question is, was this just an accident or a reminder that his mission is not yet finished?
It must be about Africa joining and Africa not uniting. We want to join G20. Why? What is it that G20 can do which you can do? What is it that World Bank is doing which you can do? What is it that BRICS is doing which you can do? So the real problem is that BRICS is taking away the most powerful African countries and giving them legitimacy in their organizations. By the time Africa wants to unite, it will have only the minority poor, whose voice will be inaudible to the muscle of BRICS, Euro dollar, and American dollar. But if Africa right now under OAU, or under AU, or under COMESA, or under SADC, or under African Union, I don't care. Stop having organizations that speak politics. We need an AU bank, Africa Union Bank. We need an AU stock exchange. We need an AU passport. We need an AU academic curriculum. We need an AU military organization that can quieten wars on the continent. We need an AU health system that can deal with pandemics. We need an AU entertainment center that does movies and our own sports. We need an AU that is sensitive to the spirituality of the African people. Unfortunately, the AU we have right now is just a body that is writing protocols.
Exactly. I do agree. I was waiting for him to say that because it's true. We know we're not going to have that because the current AU organization we have, it's not there to work in favor of Africans. I mean, that is something that is very much well known. We had people like Ibrahim Traore when he came into power. He was the first people who questioned what does the African Union do. You know, there's so many things at stake in Africa, and the African Union should be the first organization, the fact that it stands for Africa, you know, talking about this. But personally, I came to understand that these people actually will use Africa in order to get actually the fake money from the international communities, but it's nothing to do with Africans. Africa is just like a word that they love using, the same way we have white people is like the way they like using sub-Saharan. Now Africans, the puppets themselves, have come to believe they love using, you know, if it's, let's say, Kenyans, you know, like Ruto and Museveni, how they like putting everyone in the same basket. But when they're making decisions, the Kenyans are not involved, the Ugandans are not involved, Tanzanians are not involved, literally. So all should be scrapped for us to talk about this kind of conversation. We can't have the same conversation when the same organization we know that are here are fake.
Writing papers and poems and speeches for world organizations. But when you look into the agenda of AU, right now I don't hear them talking about Niger. I don't hear them talking about the war in Congo. The only time I heard them was in Zimbabwe 2 weeks ago when they were talking about monitoring sanctions. How do you want to monitor sanctions if you don't know how to monitor war? How do you want to come and talk to people how they should vote instead of how to silence guns?
Across Africa, one name echoes in the minds of thinkers, leaders, and youth. Dr. Joshua Mapanga, a fearless African scholar, a cultural warrior, a man who has dedicated his life to awakening the African mind.
It was an honor to meet him. He's so humble, unlike Professor Lumumba, not throwing him under the bus, but he's so humble. He's so humble, literally, very humble. Humble is the term I could literally describe him with. Very humble.
He has challenged narratives. He has questioned systems, and he has called on Africa to rise and reclaim its identity. Then suddenly, images flood social media. 2 vehicles, completely destroyed, a head-on collision, brutal, unforgiving. And at the center of it all, Dr. Mapanga. For a moment, Africa held its breath. But then, something powerful happened. He spoke. Dr. Mapanga reassured the continent, I am safe. Not just safe, but alive. Alive! After a moment that could have ended everything. From Zimbabwe to Nigeria, from Kenya to South Africa. Africans united, not in politics, not in division, but in prayer. Voices rose, we need him. Africa still needs his wisdom.
Yeah, so I'll just pause it at that. And we are glad to hear that he's okay. Shout out to Joshua Maponga. I've shared a couple of his wise wisdoms, or I'd say powerful speeches about the continent of Africa, the African people, the history, and we wish him a quick recovery. If this is actually them trying to take him out, I don't know. But if it's just maybe an accident that happened, we're wishing him a quick recovery. And yes, Africa still needs your voice, because there's so many people who are still learning. There are people who want to learn. There are people who need that information, who are yearning for that information. And I'd say I'm glad to be among the people, to be talking the way he talks when it comes to the voice of Africans. But as we shift the conversation away from that, we have much more news coming from Nigeria, to be specific. That is last week, where the United States actually warned of possible terror threats targeting its facilities in Nigeria. And I'm not sure if it's its facilities, because we've seen there's a military base in Nigeria currently as we talk, in the name of they want to train Nigerians, but we know, again, this could be something to do with what is happening in the Alliance Sahel state. Currently, as we talk, we have the US, some of the officials in Niger. They're trying to have, again, high-level diplomatic talks, like they always call them, with Niger. That is as Washington seeks to rebuild a relationship with military-led government of the Sahel. Now, we're going to come back to that, but what is happening in Nigeria currently is we have at least 23 people being left killed after a blast hit Nigeria's Maiduguri police, Maiduguri. This is information by the police. And of course, I'm not sure if this is the north, south, or wherever. They have not literally said which part of Nigeria, but also 100 others have been left injured. And we know the cases of jihadists in Nigeria has not ended. It actually keeps increasing. And then with the presence of America currently in Nigeria, shout out to, I was arguing with someone yesterday on the comment section. It's crazy. And we're talking about the presence of America in African countries. And someone said, let me see if I can find that comment actually very quickly. Someone said we really do need America so bad as a continent. We need America so bad. We need to rely on America so bad because we're so behind in so many things. And again, me understanding what I understand, I believe America is part of the people playing a very big role in Africa to stay the way it is, because they benefit high in keeping the continent the way it is. Number one, having the puppet leaders like the way it has a puppet leader itself, stealing resources and no repercussions about it, having Chinese companies extracting, or not just even America, Chinese companies here extracting resources, damaging people's lives, the environment, and no accountability. No one is held accountable. So let me see if I can find that comment very quickly, because that was super, super crazy. Okay, got it. Yeah. Let's see. So someone told me, I said no, America should not be in the presence of Africa. Africa is strong enough to do a lot by itself if only we knew. And then someone says, I know it's scary considering past traumatic collaborations. However, I need you to trust me. I think it's the EUE. I don't know what that means. EUE will never let Africa go. I think that's the European. I'm not really sure. EUE will never let Africa go backwards. US needs us and we want it. End of story. And I'm like, what? Number one, the English, I was trying to understand the English. It was so off, but I also understood what they're saying. So you're saying that the fact that you understand Africa will never be let go, but you're also saying they won't let Africa stay backwards. Are you crazy? And then you say the US needs us and we want it. To do what? What benefit? That's the thing I was talking about yesterday when it comes to mineral resources. There is no benefit any African country has benefited in these things called collaboration, cooperation. So why do you need the presence of America? Look at even the history. Number one, again, that's why we say history is very important. Let's go back to history. What do you understand when it comes to history about America and their presence in African country? What do you understand about the UN being in African countries and what they have done? And today, It's really, really crazy. This is super, super crazy. And then you see people in the comment section saying, may Allah protect all Muslims. There's nothing to do with your God. And also Africans, we need to stop religion. Everything just goes back to religion. Your God is not going to be there to save you. There are times where you need to save yourself, literally. There are times where your government needs to be held accountable. Why, as in Nigeria, if the African Union again was working, like Joshua Maponga just said, we need an African Union to build one military for Africa, for us to be able to fight wars. Why, if the African Union, if it was working, hasn't it tackled what has been happening in Nigeria for decades? Because this is not new, where people are being bombed and killed in different areas, kidnapped, including children, and yet nothing happens. So I'd say actually Africans were so comfortable. Let me see if I can find videos. I'd say actually we're so comfortable in even wars. I had someone yesterday, I was listening to a documentary yesterday of a Kenyan podcaster who I'd say is also a political analyst. And I kind of listened to him every day, and he was saying how actually we become so comfortable in seeing corruption as a norm, which I keep on saying this. We are so comfortable in this system, the way it steals, the way it rules, to the point even 1 billion, 17 billion, when they say, oh, Ruto is saying we're going to spend 17 billion for the state, it sounds like nothing. Because we've also been kept in systems of hope, of always thinking, oh, one day I'm gonna become a millionaire. Or one day, oh yeah, one day. You've been sold Singapore bullshit. You've been sold the 2030 bullshit vision. We don't even see a goddamn, not even an inch of this plan of 2030 vision of Africa being beautiful like Dubai. As a matter of fact, the 2030 vision is where we're seeing the Arabs themselves are coming to Africa to benefit. So where's the 2030 visions of us living in Dubai? Where is it? Our roads are still fucked up. Our schools are fucked up. We're more investing in churches more than education. We're more investing in bullshit, entertainment, more than in what actually matters to people. It's really, really crazy. We become too comfortable with our lifestyles of these African leaders, and that's why we are where we are. And no one can tell me otherwise. And I'm gonna find a video to see if there's some people talking about it. Just give me a minute. They become too comfortable with the bad governance. Not even bad governance. Let me just say bad governance in general. Bad governance. We know every time they're going to bring corrupt leaders, and we still sit and do nothing about it. We don't do anything about it. It's crazy. Let me see. Okay, so let me share my screen.
Is a sense of urgency, because what the continent is in need of is a sense of urgency.
And then this is the sad thing. This kind of discussions being discussed on the wrong places, because you can see this could be a very informative information, but you go discuss it at the World Economic Forum. The same people keeping Africa behind.
That's right. The same people that's controlling things. World Economic Forum. Thought about the damn Rothschild families. Exactly.
You can't go express your concerns to someone who is the one keeping you at that particular state. Number one, you're actually expressing your desperation. They can literally now see openly how desperate you are for change, and it goes back to the same system. I started yesterday the show with a video which was talking about the chaos out of order. Again, this is the system we've been living in, chaos out of order, where in simple terms, I think I understand it as the Hegelian dialectic still. how they plan things, we react to it, and they come with a solution. The same thing, they have kept Africans poor on purpose by ensuring we don't control our own resources. We can't process our own resources right here locally. We can't, we have nothing to showcase that we've done in the last so-called 60, 50 years of independence. So we go back to the same people who are keeping us poor, and then we start saying, oh, you guys have played a very big role in our development. But still, Africa requires a certain sort of independency. And until nothing. So the same person gives you a solution. And with what? The fake money system. Again, the fake papers. Or, you just need some few couple dollars. Go put this and this and this here. And you being corrupt, you're not going to put the whole money actually in the project. You're gonna steal a couple because you're like, my niece, my nephew, my daughter, my husband. Go back to the same system that keeps the country in the same position. So what really changes? It's crazy.
This feeling that we have comfort and we have relative comfort and we can manage to navigate it, it's not going to last for long.
I'm staying with
We all must use our voice. We need good governance on this continent. We need good politics on this continent. Because frankly speaking, Loretta, I came to this place not to be in a normal World Economic Forum, but to sound a stridency that what we are seeing in our respective countries is not going to be wished away. We need to tackle, because
do Nigerians understand that elections are actually blood business? There are certain persons who would be alive today, but for the recklessness and irresponsibility of the series of successive governments we have had.
I'm about to get to that about elections and what is happening currently in Kenya, and which is a system again that has been operating in Kenya for so long. Leave alone now the multi-party. There's how they pay the goons to act like there is enough support. Just the same thing that Ruto is doing, right? By paying people money so that they can appear at the State House. Then with the fake media, there's gonna be these lies of, oh, look at the numbers. They actually love me. People really love me. People really, the Gen Zs love me. All those type of bullshit. So we're gonna get to that.
I just want to talk about two things. Either the Nigerian people are asleep, or Nigerians don't sabi calculate maths. That's the only.
I just watched a video of a lady who uses the BRT in Lagos to walk daily. The lady was talking about the shortages of the BRT buses, and she's always going to walk late because of this. And then they are paying money for these buses, trying to tell the government that these buses are not enough. But instead of people supporting her for speaking up, a lady on the queue started fighting her.
Any video today, if you want to do content creator, go to garage. I'm telling you,
this is the problem we have with Africans. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Your fellow citizen is trying to educate you about what your government is supposed to be doing, but you're fighting them. What in the world? Because yes, your government is supposed to be providing buses. Actually, it just hit me when Keith, you are questioning me, why do people queue, and then there are not enough buses. Actually, that's it. We don't have enough buses. Because if there are enough buses, people are not supposed to be queuing. People are just supposed to be, as much as it's supposed to be order of the queuing, still there are not enough buses. That's why people have to be in that order. Oh my God, it's crazy.
if you make any video today, I'll switch your phone. I'm not talking though. If you make any video today, I'm not talking. She said she will use my phone. Ha! Why you holding my phone?
And this made me question, how will the government take us seriously? How will the government truly understand our struggles as citizens? If we try to silence people who are trying to speak out for us, one thing we all have to understand is that when people speak out and demand...
Because people are too comfortable in that system. People are too comfortable. You don't see anything wrong in someone else questioning, oh, why don't we have enough buses? Have you even seen the transportation of Nigeria? Have you seen the transportation of Nigeria? Those people have the oldest Nissans I've seen, literally. Do you know in Kenya, an old Nissan actually operates only at night? Because if you're seen during the day, you'll be arrested. Because that wrecked ass shit is not supposed to be on the road. It's not supposed to be on the road. And that's why, actually, again, we have the best matatu culture. Respectfully. We have the best transportation in Africa. I've not seen any other country. Tanzania is still way behind. The only good buses Tanzania have is these buses we come with from Nairobi to Tanzania. The ones those are the best buses I've seen that they have, literally, more than even us, Kenya. They beat us on that. They have the best traveling buses. And I've seen also quite some best bajajis, but the big buses, that shit is from the 19 what? I don't know. And I don't know, like, that's the same thing with Nigeria. Old tuk-tuks, old Nissans, and not only that, you stay in traffic, I don't know for how long. There's a time we ride, literally, Nigerians spend almost hours in traffic before they get to where they're going. So you can imagine how early you have to wake up for you to commute to work, and how late you're gonna get home before you literally, how late you're gonna be before you get home because of traffic. Crazy, man.
And better systems and accountability. They are not the enemies of our country. They are citizens who want Nigeria to work. And our leaders have to listen. And we as citizens must stop defending bad systems and start demanding the better Nigeria we all deserve. You're welcome.
Why do Africans still worship foreign gods? The bigger question, why are Africans still dominated by foreign gods and religions? Christianity and Islam were used to justify colonialism, keeping Africans in a submissive mentality long after colonialism ended. Many of these faiths reject modern medicine, instead clinging to faith healing, just worsening things like AIDS and HIV. Ladies and gentlemen, let us not forget that the Catholic Church condemned the use of condoms, which led to the spreading of AIDS and HIV on a scale never seen before. And lastly, Africans are taught to pray for solutions instead of actively working towards this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a trap. This is a way of controlling a person. What is the best way of keeping a prisoner imprisoned? Is to have the prisoner believe he is not a prisoner.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Religion has contributed to a whole lot of dumbness of Africans not wanting to critically think and question things. You're like, but the kingdom is in heaven, the gold is in heaven. I don't care about the gold of the earth. Oh no, all these riches of the earth they don't matter. And then you're all poor and musty, and I don't know. It's crazy, man.
I don't know about everybody's musty. They're poor and musty.
Because most of these poor people, they're very musty. I'm not gonna lie. These people, you go to their houses, you live with a smell. You're like, damn, ew. Shit, this is crazy. Like, we need to stop this. I don't know for how long it's going to take. As much as you say we're gonna be soon, or in 30 years we're gonna be dominating the world. Damn. Sometimes you look at the mentality, you're like, are you sure 30 years?
I know, it's hard to believe. I know exactly. Now you know you've been in a certain place. Now you know how crazy the mentality is. Exactly.
Unless that generation of dumbness literally gets to die out, that's the only solution. Because there's no other way. We can't China here. I know that's something. It's gonna take maybe someone like Ruto to Chinese us here, or Samia Suluhu, and not in actually a good way, but in a way of super crazy. But moving away from that, a quick update of what is happening also with immigrant trackers. We have Donald Trump who has cancelled over 200,000 immigrant trackers driver's
Driver's
license.
license.
Yeah, and I'm really pitying Kenyans because I know most of the Kenyans actually are working under this particular sector. So I'm not going to be shocked if I see most of the people being worried about how they're coming back home, what they're going to be doing. Our economy is literally getting worse and worse. Ruto is not giving you a job here, bet sure. So I hope you have your coins saved. I don't know. You come do something in Kenya, start up a business, something that can bring you daily income because there's no jobs here. Ruto is not providing any jobs for as far as I know. And for the last time we checked, since 2022, he said he's provided a couple of jobs, over 2 million people. Where are they? Those are the people who are stuck in Gulf and they were told to actually use their own money to find out they're coming back to Kenya. I wonder. I wonder how they're going to help themselves. It's super, super crazy. But also moving away from that, talking about Kenyans, because this is what you're coming to too. We have elections coming next year, and we've been seeing how these politicians love using goons to protect themselves, literally. Not only protect themselves, but to make the public think that they are loved. You know, a good example, let's say, is not only our governor who is being called out because there's nothing is done for the last 4 years, it's almost 5 years, and he's claiming now is going to make history as the number one ever governor to have ever served 2 terms. You know, actually, there's no governor in Kenya who has ever served 2 terms. They are always all impeached, always all voted out.
This guy's done that. This guy's done that right.
Nothing they do, number one, they come in still billions of money. And of course, it's very much known that where there's money in this system is actually the person with the money majority of the times is the governor. The governor holds a lot of funds and all that. So these people there's still a lot of public funds. There's nothing being done. There's literally 0 projects that we can see. The only thing that he has done in terms of sanitization is bringing the public dustbins that is in town. So if you go to town, actually it's a bit clean, I'd say a bit clean, because Africans are still Africans. They litter, you know, and
no, because they don't care. We found most countries the told not to do, like in Rwanda, Benin. I think most of Ivory Coast is really clean too. Ivory Coast, Benin, Rwanda. So most Africans, they kept them popular because they throw trash everywhere. Litter and shit, plastic bottles and trash. They're like, God damn.
It's crazy. So let me share this.
Over the past year, we have seen a rise in the number of cases that involve guns in the country.
So what happened? Remember 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was talking about how the Boda people have been
raping and burning people up.
Yeah, they were told if you don't have a license, don't be operating out. And actually, I've seen most of the people have disappeared on the road. Literally, I've not been seeing some people I used to see anymore. Some boys even used to carry me on a certain stage. I don't see them in the way they do in commotion. They're not there anymore. Because, it's very easy for Africans to afford a bike than a car. That's another thing. Bikes are very much affordable to most of the Africans. It could be a second-hand bike, but if you go fix it well, again, it can work for you, and you get your money, and you can buy another bike, maybe a brand new one. But that has become, I'd say, one of the easiest jobs the young youths, and especially men, what they can do. Because mostly, if you go back again, if I have to look for a job in the office, most of the office, I need my papers. I need to have my professional papers right. Most of these guys are dropouts. They have not even finished primary, leave alone high school. Most of them probably.
How they gonna finish primary and their parents had no job? Exactly. They got no money to pay none of these school fees, Joey. Crazy.
Most of them have never even attended school. So if not you becoming a thug, you get a bike. But you'll find even most of them, before they get a bike, they started by being a thug. I've lived with those kind of people where there's some of my, I'd call them not really friends, but neighbors, but they were also friends. And I knew that, like, we used to come from school, then during the night they're stealing. Then when we go during the weekends, they use a friend's bike. They get like 200 or 300 and go back home. They help their mom or their siblings, and that's it. But during the night, they are stealing. And mind you, they're students. At that time, we're still in high school. They are heavily stealing. It's super, super crazy. So a bike is actually very easy to afford, but it has become very misused. I'd say it has become a very misused object, if it makes sense, to steal from many innocent Kenyans and citizens. Because also we've seen in countries like Burkina Faso, the bikes are also the most provided to the jihadists, literally. I don't know. You saw where we had Burkina Faso exposing all those bikes again.
Specifically in Nairobi. They show up in small gatherings, in rallies, and even in protests. And recently we have seen that happen to the former PS's hotel in Kisumu. And now today we're in the streets of Nairobi just to try and find out how Kenyans think this could affect the upcoming general elections in 2027. And if yes, it does, then how can we work as Kenyans to make sure that this doesn't happen and that there's security in the upcoming general elections?
It sends a very negative signal to the private sector.
I am Candy Kenya, and this is a plug.
So let me go back to just that statement that he made. I had to listen to this twice or thrice. He just said we made a very serious threat to the private sector, not even to Kenyans. So you see how these people are also reasoning? The first thing these people always think about is the Mzungu. Oh, the Mzungu is going to see us. Actually, we're a very unorganized country. The Mzungu, or the Indians, or the Chinese. Kenyans. Because this is you're supposed to be talking about the safety of Kenyans.
That's who that's who they worship. Yes, most of your old leaders, they're all, remember, they're colonized. They grew up in the age of worshiping everybody was normal. Africans worship other people. So everything, the white man and these other people not gonna like the way things look. They worship. Listen, intellectually, mentally, they got all other races' penises in their mouth.
No,
that's just a fact.
Oh my God. Oh shit, that's so rough.
Security in the upcoming general elections.
It sends a very negative signal to the private sector.
I am Candy Kenya, and this is a plug report.
I think ukienda history a bit sometimes back, kumekuwa na some culture that actually Nairobi County, if you want to run for a certain political seat, you cannot survive without goons. That goons actually are there to protect you. But upon unveilment, 2010.
And it's not even that. It's more of the poor mentality. Let me tell you.
Of course, because this what happens when you got ignorance. You don't got free school. This what happens when you have schools that no one can afford to go to. So you got a whole just underclass of morons, and that's literally. As I have a whole underclass of morons, and they do anything for like a couple of shillings to be a goon. What else can they do? Having money. That's why you got everybody got organ harvesting in Africa. And one of the main places right now in Africa that organ harvest is over in Eldoret, where you got Indians have opened up hospitals to get the use livers, lungs, kidneys, all these transplants that happen right there in Eldoret today. So these guys can get motorbikes because they don't have any money. They look. But that's how you know the ignorance in Africa is crazy. They'll charge the white person coming to get the transplant from the black youth $100,000 a transplant. They'll play the kid $1,000, and sometimes less than that. I'm like, are you kidding me? And so the guy I seen this documentary, people in Adorit. How many of you guys have got a kidney or one of your organs gone, everybody raise their hand. So they get a motorbike. They get a motorbike.
Wow.
I'm like, what? And it's ran by Indians. Ran by Indians.
I think that was the hospital in Kenya, right? It's called.
Yeah, I said Kenya. This is not just one. It's in outdoors, like 2 or 3 of them that they built over there to extract kidneys and other organs from because black people got the best organs. So ain't it funny? They said, come and get your organs. They kept you impoverished, so now they feed on your organs. And who's doing it? And this is why in the open. And is Ruto and the Kenyan government doing anything? No, these corrupt governments do not protect African people. It's crazy. It's in the open. Oh, that's a dang. Everybody's got an organ taken out.
And again, I'll say allegedly, just like I was having yesterday a political discussion with one of the friend of mine in Turkey, and we were talking about how Ruto is buying so many things in Kenya in the name of private shareholders. Actually, he's buying a lot of companies acting like it's private shareholders. Because most of the people are saying if not him wanting to retire like the Kenyattas, because the amount of stealing to the point where now we have fellow running mates who are actually raising very high concerns saying, how much is this guy going to steal? Because we've never experienced this amount of public stealing in Kenyan's side. We can
well, you guys just woken up. The Kenyatta stole way more than Ruto has. You guys just, as a Kenyan public, you guys weren't awake to it yet. Mm-hmm. You're more knowledgeable now. So it looked like it's more, but nah, Kenyatta stole 10 times more than Ruto ever did. 10 times. There's all kind of offshore accounts with the Kenyatta's name on that shit.
I think Ruto has already accumulated what Uhuru accumulated within 10 years, because I mean Uhuru had not much. He'll be honest, because I mean they own the government. If you look at it that way,
of course,
we own this system. So what is it that I have to work out with while I know I'm gonna be benefited? I'm gonna be benefited despite me being on the seat or not. The money still comes in my family. Literally, we end up benefiting the most. It's crazy.
It guaranteed protection to everyone. Askari ama polisi wako na responsibility ya kuchunga watu. And even the politicians themselves.
All these systems needs to be scrapped in Africa. This police system is even the worst. The worst we have.
Of course.
Are you trained? You're supposed to be protecting people, but no, these people are trained to kill people, mercilessly brutalize.
I told you, Joey, your militaries are there. It's like an aircraft. Make sure you don't rise up against them. They're not there to protect you. African military can fight no real war against anybody. So what are they there for? They're there to make sure you guys don't overthrow the government.
I was watching a video today of a 16-year-old boy who's a footballer, not sure from which team, but how he went back to school and people were cheering him because he was one among the best scorers on the previous game that they won. So I was saying, America is full of opportunities. Like you'll be 16 and you're already a star, a footballer, like a star, not just a footballer, a star, not a footballer. In Africa, it's going to take you the whole 40, 60 years of your life. You're trying to become a star. Do you know how many people we have in football like this?
Because your systems are based in poverty. So that's why.
Exactly.
You have the same opportunities.
And exactly. That has even locked. Looking at that has locked the mindset of people when they're put in small positions. They think actually, oh, I'm the big dog. You can be telling me shit, you know.
True, exactly.
I'm the big dog.
I'm the big head nigga.
Exactly, and that's the goons literally, because the moment they're given those little $500, $10, $8, they think actually, hey, I'm working with Ruto. Who the hell are you? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I don't care if they don't care if you're a Kenyan at that particular point, and the next day you're gonna be starving with them. The next day he's gonna need your basin to go take a shower. The next day he's gonna come borrow salt on your door. They don't think about that. Oh, this $10 is boosting my ego, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Like, It's crazy, man. We need to change.
So coming to 2020.
Exposure is really important, and we need to start understanding internally as Africa why they even have made it so expensive for us to just travel. Just within the
continent. In the continent. I told you. You travel inside of Africa is crazy. Like I was showing Mike here, the gentleman Mike, it's cheaper for me to fly from America to Kenya, Tanzania, than it is for me to fly from Kenya down to South Africa. It's cheaper. I'm going all the way across the ocean, another continent. It's cheaper for me to fly from United States to Kenya, to Tanzania, than it is for me to fly from Kenya to South Africa. It's crazy.
On purpose.
Of course.
I think.
I mean, how is it that Uganda has us on visa? Like, to make that shit make sense. I was even shocked. As Uganda has removed the visa for 3 months. What? Like, we were using visa to get to Uganda? I was shocked. I was like, you're not serious. Just here, like Victoria, we're just neighbors, just by the lake. Nothing is making us separate. We actually joined by the lake.
I know. You know why? That's you know what the systems is with Africans.
Well, it's crazy. I was going home yesterday and I had this old guy saying, "Man, if Kenyans were not careful, we're about to become Uganda because this guy he's in here for dictatorship and he's not playing." Like
lately,
yes, exactly.
In terms of goods deployment, I don't understand the trajectory that we are heading as a country and as a youth, but as my thinking. In a letter, some sort of intimidation towards 2027 general election.
Exactly.
Sababu, tell me why a sober person mwenye anajielewa kwa akili zake will wake up very early in the morning and go and line up to vote, where else anajua along the way guns wata intervene na wakuja wavuruge hiyo.
I know exactly. Thank you. For once, someone now there's a stupidity that has started in Kenya. Or I don't know if you're going to.
What did he say?
Yeah, so he's saying that's what I'm trying to explain. So there's number one stupidity that I've seen. I've not bumped into the post, but I've heard people saying about it. That now if you're going to, I don't know if it's clubs or events, they're asking you not for your ID but your voter's card. So if you don't have a voter's card, you can't get to certain places, which is cool. All right, mentality. Yeah, exactly. I'm not like, it's cool, all right, with your mentality of thinking your vote makes a change still. But this guy is saying something very important. So what makes you, as a sober person, wake up and go and vote, knowing very well this system is going to use goons, the fact that they are goons themselves already, they're going to disrupt those elections. What makes you think your vote is going to make a change?
Exactly.
What makes you think your vote is going to make a change?
So it will create a lot of fear. But I'm telling you, it might be the strategy against the rising of the Gen Zs. Sababu, we know 2024 kulikuwa na the uprising of a certain generation.
Of course.
And that generation, I'm telling you, maybe the government might be trying to suppress it by any means. And one of the means is to instill fear in them.
Of course.
Because
that's the weapon they've been using on the past generation, fear. Like, oh, we're going to shoot you. We're going to kill a few people and all of you are going to go back home. But this time it's different. That's what he's saying. Since 2024, the spirit of the Gen Zs in Kenya is literally intimidating Ruto himself to the point where he has to use now intimidation with fear of the police, giving them a raise of 30,000 Kenyan shillings and now funding the goons on the street and all that.
We've come to note that
everywhere Ruto is going, he's being told one term. People are saying hello, thinking people are greeting him. One term, Mr. Kasongo, one term. You're going home.
The only place that we can make things right is through the ballot. But also, the other side, whom doesn't want change, will definitely look to counter our strategy, which we have made it out clear that actually, currently, the only thing that we have now is through the ballot. So, tell me, Now, the only thing that these people will have is to intimidate us in that ballot and through deployment of goons. So I think the only solution that we have is to gang up also as youth. Kama serikali.
We can't, if we're still seeing, again, shout out to Ibrahim Traore for saying that. We can't have unity when you have different multi-parties serving different tribes. That can never work. That's why I go back to the comment. Someone was here yesterday. Again, that is where I'll talk. There's no Pan-Africanism exercise. The talk is there, but the exercise is not being exercised.
No, because they don't want that. They don't want that to happen in Africa. You can talk it, but I'm not going to let you implement it.
Exactly. So that is the problem we have. We can't have youth united when you have this political party telling you, I'm a Luo, so you guys are going to beat up the Kikuyus.
Exactly.
We need to stop.
Makosa kuchukua mkondo. So I think it is upon ourselves to take things into our own, because we have to fix this nation. We have to fix the mess that these people have created. And the only thing is the way we started in 2024. The race has not stopped yet.
Exactly. We have to go back to the spirit of 2024, understanding we're Kenyans first, not Kikuyus first. And we don't need any multi-party, any party coming to tell us, I'm your leader, I'm supporting you as the Gen Zs of Kenya. No. Keep your ass at home and we're going to lead ourselves. And if possible, we go Cameroon. We count these votes because Kenya, we already know the strategy. They kill. Actually, they execute. Let me use the right term. They execute the chairpersons of the IEBC every single time. And the scandal is always, oh, he was having an affair and he was killed by his spouse. What? And the finger was missing. So where is the finger? The finger that opens those ballot boxes, those electrical whatever. Where is the finger? Or that the spouse? You mean the mistress went with the finger? Is that witchcraft? Because Africans believe to be having so-called witchcraft. Is that witchcraft?
Even if they decide to deploy any types of gun,
it's crazy.
I think we'll have to take actions into our hand and counter them and tell them actually that this is a nation where freedom is guaranteed, where things are actually guaranteed, that I shall do things without any fear. So tusifanye hii Kenya ikuwe kama Uganda ama Tanzania venye imefanyika.
Exactly, because you can see it. It's going to be the Uganda way and the Tanzania way. If Kenyans resist to say no to Ruto, that's how it's going to be. If Ruto actually happens to be in the course of losing, that's the only direction he's taking.
Of course.
There's no other way. And again, I want Kenyans to ask themselves, because we know the history. And shout out to Gachagua, as much as I don't support him that much, but this man is spilling the goddamn beans to Kenyans. I just love it. He's spilling everything.
What is that?
To hate Ruto. He's just reminding Kenyans, you need to understand this man, the history of his politics. He has been, what he did in 2007, and imagine, I said it, what he can do because he's a president right now. Imagine. This is a person who has been accused of killing innocent families, including children.
He did kill him.
Allegedly.
He did kill him.
Allegedly. And he's a president of the country.
There is a way we will not unleash our strength.
I make this shit up that we're really living in this system. Shout out to Jason saying that this is an illusion. This ain't God, it's an illusion, but we're living in it for real.
Yeah, that's right. Jason always want to go with the illusion. I don't worry about it. You still gotta live in illusion, Jason.
We can't escape this. We're living in it. It's reality.
But ikifikia hiyo time, I'm telling you, our goons wenye wanajaribu kuleta ilete tishu hapo, haitakuwa na any place.
Goons wameletwa na politicians. Politicians wamewatumia kama currency yao ya kuintimidate either opponents ama wapiga kura. So for them, they believe kwamba goons wanawapatianga leverage to try and push their agenda. So the unfortunate thing is that when a politician akihire goon for a specific purpose, maybe kuna maybe an event or an election, the previous election that ilikuwa pale, or you want to intimidate an opponent. Then once ukishamaliza kuwatumia, maybe umewapatia 1,000 ama 500. Ukishamaliza kuwatumia, you know.
That's what happened. I remember we were discussing about this in 2024, literally, and we didn't know it was going to continue. Because maybe it's been a history that has been happening. I've not been that observant on the previous political, I'd say political, before I joined Blackout Fire, I was never ever concerned about nothing to do with politics. I remember my dad telling me, we need to go vote. I'm like, you going yourself. I'm not going anywhere with you. You better, you go. I'm going to be here watching the TV. You just go wherever you're going. So I've never bothered to follow up on what really the politicians do. But do I know about the handouts? I know about the handouts because I've never been on the ground, but I used to see the youths when they come, or my classmates, they're going to be like, oh, we went to this event, you were given 500. You should have come. I'm like, no, I'm not getting my ass stampede on because I want to get 500. I'm not getting stampede because of 500. I'm good. Okay? So now that I know so much and I've been following up, and we talked about after the 2024 incident of seeing the governor giving handouts to goons to go and mobilize and disrupt the peaceful demonstration, and which ended up actually making many Kenyans go on a loss because their businesses were attacked. So many things were lost, including phone shops were looted, clothes shops were looted, like shops were very much looted. And then after you give, that's what he's trying to say. You give these people 1,000 bob, they go steal on a certain market, and then you disappear on their site for a year or for months. You come back again during the campaign, give them the same 1,000 bob, they repeat the same mistake, and then you disappear now for 5 years, and then until campaign. So these next periods of 4 years of your disappearance, what do you want these people to do? You've not given them a job, but you've shown them it's actually easy for you to go. If not me giving 1,000 bob, you can go steal on certain shops, and there's not going to be consequences of it, because this should be considered a norm of the Kenyan life, of where goons can just pop out of nowhere and start stealing from people because you're not going to provide a job. And for how long do you think the Kenyan citizens are going to tolerate this? For how long do you think the common
you say goons just pop out of nowhere?
Yeah, because that's what happens. I'm not gonna lie. Let's say there's a campaign in Kiserian. Kiserian is 30 minutes from here, right? So let's say this campaign in Kiserian, and of course there's another route that the president can use coming this way to Rongai from Kiserian. He doesn't have to go all the way to Kiserian through this route for us to recognize actually is around. So we're gonna have a mobilization, of course, of the boda people, because those are the goons. Those are just known to be the goons. You're gonna see always when you know there's a campaign, you see pee 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 pee, just unnecessary noise because they're being given money to act like they're the bosses actually. You always see a commotion of the boda people, and then after the president passes, there are those who are behind. There's the first group of the boda, and they're the ones who are there behind, like the last people. They always pass stealing from people, like, I'ma take your phone, I'ma take your wig, even the wigs, shit. Real.
Wait, hold on, wait. Why are people taking people's wigs, Joby? Get out of here.
You've not seen those videos on TikTok? Look at them very well. You'll be just walking, then the boda guy just passes with the wig. Like damn. I'm always careful. I'm not gonna lie, personally. I'm always just very careful of shit. I don't want my wig to be taken out. Tomorrow, you take a wig. Tomorrow, you take a phone. Today, you come back on the same street and we know you. You think we're not gonna beat you to death? We're gonna beat you to death, and we're not gonna. We don't want the police to come arrest you. We want to finish you right there, and that is what has become now the culture of Kenyans. The Kenyans are taking matters into their own hands, just like the previous guy has said. We are going to be forced to take matters to our own hands, and this is why you can see actually Kenyans today. There's been a report that was given last week. It's been over 600 plus thugs who have been killed by Kenyans themselves.
Wow.
By being beaten, by being touched on fire to death. others being literally mob justice. Again, it's crazy. I remember there's a video that went viral of one who had to jump on a very big sewage and he couldn't swim, so he was just drinking that goddamn sewage. It was crazy. So okay, you guys need to provide jobs. Funding goals is not gonna help. They're gonna come still in your offices next, because I remember there's some in the street, the streets of town, those street kids, because the street kids, if you don't do what the street kids want, they're gonna embarrass you. Now, leave alone the goons. Okay. The street kids, because they know the tactics of the politician. One of them was some of them, they're the ones who came to expose the governor is the one paying the goons, because their balance was not finished. So imagine you give me a business and then you give me 500 Kenyan shillings instead of 1,000 bob that we had agreed. So I'm going to come and expose you because you refuse to pay me my balance of 500 Kenyan shillings. And that's going to damage your name as a governor. And I don't care. I'm a street kid. And sadly, again, those are the same street kids now disappearing. Allegedly. Just unknown, they're disappearing, their kidneys missing, their organs missing, just out of nowhere, and no one is talking about it. Not the governor, no one. The politicians act like they don't know what's happening.
It's not a monthly thing at Moya haya utakuwa nalipa salary. Hawa wanakujanga occasionally. So the moment
exactly, you see, they just pop out of nowhere. You said occasionally, they just pop out of nowhere. They always just do that because they're being paid. Today, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw some goons just pop out of nowhere here, and I'm not saying they're going to, but they just do that. Boom. We've been sent. We've been told, get the fuck out. That's happening in Karen right now. There's a guy whose house has been taken away from him completely. And that's because Ruto sent the police to take his home away from him. I seen he was crying.
Yeah, I seen him. He was crying. He's like a $1 billion. How did somebody he didn't pay for the thing? How did they get his house, Joby? He didn't pay for something? They kicked him out of his house like it's like a $1 billion house.
Yeah, I heard he has a loan that he has not paid off. I think 4 million or 4 million. I'm not sure the two. Yeah. So he was kicked out. But still, there are procedures of talking about this. There are procedures but no, Ruto is gonna he first hired the goons. The goons were not able to evict him from the house. So now he sent the police. Get the fuck out. This is my house.
Mwaacha, hiyo pesa rahisi yenye mwazoesha haikuji. So since haikuji, what do they do? Wana resort to kuingia kwa crime. Crime ndo unapata tao sana watu vurugwa. And that's where the problem.
Yeah, nowadays in town, I hear they're telling you if you don't give them your phone, they're gonna apply feces on your face. Give me your phone or I apply feces on your face. So you can imagine
what on your face?
Feces, poop on your face.
Poop, dookie.
Yes. Yes, on your face. If you don't give them your phone, you're gone.
Comes in. So the bigger problem
be walking around here smelling like Trump
is that towards the general election ya 2027 tumeona characters zimeanza kutokea, and unfortunately ni kwamba wanasiasa wenye tuko nao sahi wako very reckless. Most of them wako very reckless, extremely reckless. So a high possibility that goons wata affect election ya 2027. That is a high possibility.
Yep.
Okay, ukiangalia venye my youth wanasema watatokea in numbers to make sure that they have showed up now and may vote for the easy elections at 2027. Do you think it will work? Your distraction, intimidate, do you think it will work?
One, to me this is very unfortunate. Kwamba tumekuwa tukisema youths want to take over, but by elections zime happen wamelegea sana. Ukiangalia turnout si vile tuna expect. Actually elderly women and men ndio wametokea sana. Young people hawajajituma kwa hii election na tunasema tunataka change. So hapo peke yake already ishatutoa max. So tukienda election ya 2027, if by any chance waendelee na hii tabia ya kutotokea, then inamaanisha any politician mwenye anataka kutumia goons na atumie kuintimidate the elderly. You know, the elderly people are very vulnerable. How hawezi taka kwenda kuchallenge au ni waende wapige kura waondokee.
So he's encouraging the youth to take the voters card because now if you see the people who still believe in change, actually it's the older generation. Those are the people who believe your vote is going to make a change. But what the youth can do, and for you to maybe have that rage when the elections are stolen, is ensure you go and vote, because even with your presence during the counting of the elections, it's going to be easy for you to beat up the goons who are sent to vandalize elections, because you're more energetic than this older generation, if it makes sense. Because the older
Yeah, it makes
generation,
sense.
yeah, if the goons come today, let's say if they find my grandpa there, I'll beat you. Yeah, nobody wants to beat you. And he's gonna run home. He's gonna be running home. He's gonna want his ass whooped.
So the young people ndo wanakuanga very vibrant. So if a politician amehire, and by the interesting part is this, goons are the same young people. Si wazae, utaiona mtu mzee atiendo gun. Utapata tu ni a young person mwenye amepatiwa pesa, instead of yet kutumia energy yake in the right way, ameitumia kuendea crime na violence. So how ndo utapata wamebeba mawe, vijiti kwenda kuleta.
Yeah, so it's better if we fight we fight other youths who are being used.
I think this road is closed. Somebody had an accident there. Oh, sorry, Jeffrey.
So 2027, if kama hii tradition ya young people kutokea itaendelea, then there is a high possibility that enyewe kusema ukweli goons wanaweza to affect. I'm hoping for the best kwamba towards the general election, since itakuwa ni universal in the whole country, kwamba ya elections iko kila mahali, that mood ita inspire most young people kwenda kwa ballot na wapige kura. But now watatokeaje if our register? So you see now that's another problem comes in.
Me personally, I'm not still taking a voter's card still. I don't care. Whoever's gonna arrest me, I'm not taking a goddamn voter's card. You're gonna force me? Is it a must? I don't know where in the world where it's a must for you guys to vote. Is it a must in America? I don't think it is. No, it's not. The last time I checked, it's not a must anywhere in this world for anyone to vote. I must stay with my vote. I'm a vote for my voice. My voice votes. That's what it does. It's a vote enough, actually. It's voting for millions of people in Africa, not just Kenya. Like, for real.
So to me, I would actually encourage the young people when you're in politics, the likes of kina Sifuna, Baboino, please, kwanza especially Baboino. Sifuna kidogo nimeona hako ame-emphasize on it, but Baboino, stop emphasizing on mambo ya maandamano. It will be used as a distraction.
Exactly. It's not time.
For young people to register as voters. For them, wana imagine kwamba already 2027 is already compromised, so they will not want to take an attempt. And therefore, ile encouragement ya kwenda kuregister, sahi all perception, nimeinteract nao wengi. Unapata wengi wao tukiongelesha hapa, by the way, when we are trying to do civic education waende wa register, wanakwambia mko sure tu Ruto atatolewa. Is because there is a wrong information inatoka from the leaders they are looking upon to. Like mtu kama Babuina aki-emphasize on maandamano, then it acts as a distraction. Right now, every rally they should go, wanafaa ku-emphasize on voter registration on young people. Wanafaa kutupatia hiyo strength kwamba we register, tukipiga kura, we will manage to get the right leadership. That should be the communication. And that's why back then niliuliza Sifuna, if kama the debates, the logical debates, zile debates zinakuanga very productive, zinakuanga kwa Senate na kwa TV, if they can also be reflected kwa ground wakifanya rally, it will be very helpful. And
I know, that is something I'd also love to attend. He's talking about where we can have debates, the debates they have on the parliament, having them on the ground, now having public participation. We already have that in different counties, but this is only done by, how do I say, it's people actually understand politics, that you find that they have formed that political, that group of, how do I call it? Like it's an open parliament, open Mwananchi parliament, where we discuss the things are affecting Kenyans, the things that Kenyans want the most in terms of road, schools, how they can be improved. And if you listen to actually most of these debates, people have critical thinking for real. If this older generation of puppets that are on these seats, if they give these young people the opportunity to be the ones actually on the parliament and give them the funds to allocate for this project that we're talking about, because this is now the common Mwananchi being involved. You know, this is when our public participation plays a role, and not just public participation, but also taking these people who have that ability of implementing and have the skills of doing it. But no, we're dealing with the, hey, grandpas. They don't want to let go. They want to continue with nepotism. It's my grandchild. It's my son. It's my nephew. It's my husband. I don't care if he's white, whether he's brown. Nah, it's mine. It's mine.
Kwa very productive. Kwa sasa hiyo thinking ndio itawasaidia kuregister.
See a president like Ali Bongo. It was Ali Bongo. I saw a picture of Ali Bongo. It was saying, and when you look at Africa, when you're looking for African president stupidity, don't forget President Ali Bongo once. Don't forget President Ali Bongo once shipped fake snow to impress his wife and children. Fake snow. That was for Christmas. It's crazy.
What did he do? What did he give for Christmas?
He imported fake snow to impress his wife and children.
He married to a white woman. That's crazy. She know what snows look like.
If you're looking for the top stupidest decisions of presidents, look at Ali Bongo.
But when they emphasize on maandamano,
is that what he said? Is that what he said?
No, not him, but it was a video of showcasing.
They lose the point. Their current regime, and they need to know kwamba any person who will not go to vote in 2027, he's voting for the current government. If you do not go to vote, then in a month you're voting for the current city.
Well, I'm saying that from yesterday, even when I was outside and going home, I don't know why most of the people yesterday were just talking politics. People are just mad, and I love that's a discussion. Nowadays, it's just a normal discussion, right? Because Kitambo or back then, you could hear people say, "Nah, those are politicians' matters." Until it licks your ass, and you're like, "Shit, it's not about politicians. It concerns me as a man, as a person." Most of the people, so. Most of the discussion I had yesterday is people are encouraging young people to go and take the voters card, because especially after the 17 billion scandal, how are you using 17 billion for the White House? That has left so many people, so many countries, other Africans are reacting to it. I've seen Ugandans reacting to that. I've seen some other people reacting to that. How is Kenya using 17 billion Kenyan shillings for just managing the State House? Managing. What are you buying? What are you doing? It's not like and the renovation, mind you, we've not even added 3.3 billion that was used for renovation of the State House. It's crazy, man. The amount of stealing that Ruto is doing is crazy.
Government. And that's where the problem comes in. And you'll keep on complaining that we need change, yet you're not ready to take up change. Happen the problem.
There is a lot of negative things that usually happens, or rather bad things that usually happens when goons things are involved, especially and when it comes to politics in 2027, in my opinion, I would think voting and in general, like the politics will turn out to be bad, because this is something like manipulation. You're being paid to do something that you literally know it's not right. So I would say for me, it's not a good thing, probably, and it will affect the politics so much, because we are not actually seeing, we as Kenyans, we are not seeing what is supposed to be done. We are doing what we are being paid. For instance, a goon is being paid to do. So probably the turnout will be bad.
So do you think, or how do you think Kenyans can work collectively to make that political season, like the general elections, to avoid that kind of situation where there are guns and insecurity?
I would say, first of all, watu wachukua kura, first thing first, because even if you see how things like maandamano and the sort, people go out chanting, yet they don't have their vote. So actually our vote should be what should be speaking, like tukwe na kura kwanza, and then...
Yeah, so that is what is happening. So people are addressing the issue of the rising of the goons, which is especially happening right now. The fact that politicians are going around campaigning. They love paying young people to act like they have actually a group of people who are naturally supporting them. And this is for the media only. This is for the media because they know majority of the population that is maybe probably not woke. They rely on the media and they'd be easily fooled by that and the numbers that they are seeing. Oh yeah, actually it's been supported. Yeah, we need to give Ruto another one. See, people are saying that he has done this and this and this. There's zero projects. This guy is opening and launching roads that even a tractor, no one even saw a tractor entering that road. is launching unfinished projects that have not even been started. Like you see a whole monument of, I don't know, the road of, where is the road? There's nothing, just dust, nothing. Where are the funds? And that's why we go back to even what that lady was discussing yesterday, looking at the debt we have as Kenya and Uganda. And you look at the interest we're paying. And then you go back and question, where's the loan? Where's the loan? The loan, the money you took. What did you do with it? In Uganda, we saw there's an hospital that was supposed to be built 7 years ago. And till to date, is still being funded. Billions of funds, they're still being funded for it to be completed. What are they waiting for? What is delaying them? It's not like you don't have time. You don't have people you can employ to do that. You have the resources. You have the people. What is so hard? And you have the money. What is so hard? And you don't even need that fake paper, because that just keeps you in this cycle of debt for you to be easily vulnerable to countries that want you to be easily vulnerable. America being one of them. Oh, can we make this deal, Mr. Museveni? And you know, Museveni is a nice person. I've never had Trump though praise American leaders ever. He had the audacity just from the word go asking me, why did you learn such a good English? Yeah, like you're all morons. So you're not supposed to be knowing good English. How did you learn such a good English? Oh, in Africa. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. Yes, exactly, Jiba Karibu sana. Imagine 7 years.
Good morning. Hey, Jib, let me ask. Joe, let me say. Hey, Jib, let me ask you a question, man. How's the weather up in Pennsylvania? I'm in Ohio almost. And I'm stuck in a snowstorm. The road is shut down. I must be a bad accident. Is it snowing real bad up in Pennsylvania? Let me know. I thought I was done with this shit for the year. Man, it's cold, snow everywhere, road shut down. Somebody's probably dead up here.
Crazy, sorry about that. But as we continue talking about the United States, it had held talks with Niger. That is on a high level of diplomatic talks with Niger as Washington seeks to rebuild.
Now pause that. I thought these are all shithole countries. Trump said this shit off. Why do we keep wanting to do meetings with them then?
Exactly. Exactly. Very good question. I understand again maybe what Burkina Faso did for them to boost their health and all that, but Burkina Faso is still very wary of what they're dealing with. Now, when it comes to Niger, because I remember, and I do respect also what they said as the Alliance Sahel state, it's not like countries individually, they're not allowed to make decisions, which is okay. Yes, you can go as Niger, I as Burkina Faso, I can go make deals with other countries if I want to. But I think you need to be very cautious, because the same people, it has taken you effort, months of fighting with them, of asking them to leave, having the back and forth before they even left your country, allowing them back to the country. You have to have
that's stupid.
Very straight terms and conditions these times when you're making any deal. And let actually, if possible, 80%, and if possible, even 90% benefit you. Not America, not China, not Russia, not, I don't care. Those other countries have always been cooperating with. This time you have to critically make decisions, being very wary of who you're messing with, because you've seen their strategy of how they do what they do. Because this next is going to follow alone. They're going to put you back on the IMF. That's what they do. After you're back on the IMF, you start being reliant on them, being reliable on them. That gives them a very easy access to come to your country and claim anything, including even easily bringing terrorists in your country. And in the name of the UN to come back.
Also, they get the. Also, you know how they do, Joe, but they also want to come and claim your asshole. As Cat Williams said.
It's like an assholes. Shit. Oh, shit. Assholes. God damn it. Like, shit. If you know, and he says it that way, you'd think like literally they're cutting the asshole and eating it. You're like, shit. It's crazy. But yeah, we have a senior United States diplomatic who has held high-level talks in Niger as Washington signals renewed interest in rebuilding relationships with military-led governments in the Sahel. The discussions comes as Sahel alliance of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger continues to distance itself from ECOWAS. Officials say that the United States is shifting its strategy in the region. Away from a heavy military focus towards cooperation. That's always the term in economic development, health and broader partnership, And understanding this term of health, we had Niger, of course, receiving again funds, which many other African countries have also received. The fund comes in hand with the VSCINEs, which I believe Burkina Faso is very aware. Ibrahim Traore is very smart, so he should be very careful with that. We also had the HIV test out vaccines, which have already started in South Africa, countries like Kenya, Uganda, and a bunch. Zimbabwe and Zambia refused and say, kick rocks. This is a one-sided talk, and we're not doing this. And also, they're saying that Washington is also seeking to maintain strategic influence as Sahel continues to deepen ties with Russia, Turkey, and China. Well, Trump is very, very smart. Again, we'll say white people are wickedly brilliant smart. So you have to be very careful. They have understood our tactics again as Africans. I'll keep on saying that. We're the ones who've not understood a lot about them and about their sweet words. They have sweet words, especially Trump. I'm going to be taking a friendly takeover of Niger, and I don't want anyone asking me about Niger because we're taking a friendly takeover. Friendly takeover, you're kicked out. You're dead and gone, and your people are now back to being terrorized. So I'm looking forward to see what this talks is all about and what Niger says, and hoping also the Alliance Sahel state as a board, because I feel like this is something they need to address. Let people know, because I feel like people are confused. Africans, majority who are following up and been following up on the development, and since the takeover of the Sahel state, literally, they are asking, what is these diplomatic talks you're having? What are these diplomatic talks that America is trying to bring you back to have, because these are the same people, similar to France, you kicked out. So what makes America so different? But questioning on that too, and talking about economic, strategic, and all that, we have Felix Kedi, who has created a financial economic criminal court. This is in DRC Congo. Now Felix Kedi, I'm like, Felix Kedi, it's not even Ibrahim Traore, it's not the Niger president or Mali. Like, it's Felix Kedi. You mean the big balloon stomach guy and the big head? He always has a big head and a big stomach at once, like all combined. But not even the point. The most corrupt person, literally, who is making the lives of the DRC Congo people hard and unbearable, and has not even done anything. All he does is just keep on wearing this punctual looking like suits, thinking actually is punctual, but the mind is not punctual enough, because we need a criminal court, which I believe was supposed to be built in Arusha. That was back in 2021, I remember, the end of 2021 December. And I remember Spikes actually was the one reporting that, and we checked on the fundings, who was funding that. I can't remember clearly, but we said, depending on the funding, that will actually determine if real corruption cases can be held, or this is just another ICC, that does nothing, just there to summon you. And there's no justice when it comes to the things that are supposed to be held accountable. So let's look at actually what Felix Kelly is doing.
Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi created Congo's first economic and financial criminal court over the weekend. The decree law signed on Saturday established a specialized criminal court to deal with a variety of offenses.
He should start with himself. He's the most corrupt, if you ask me. You've allowed your minerals to walk out of the country without even a single dime benefiting the Congolese people. You've not improved the life of Congo in any sort of way. Talk about schools. We just mentioned $3 literally being the minimal wage that people are getting in DRC. And in a country where there's full of war, this is the country that actually education should even be free. God damn it! In a country full of war, this is a country where again school should be just free. This is something that should have given people.
Shouldn't you be saying that in Kenya too? What you talking about?
I know, but there's no war here. At least there's no war here. This is a
No.
country of war every single day, and I mean that. People are running left, right, and center because they're scared and running away from their lives because of who? The white man or the white people, of course, in the name of the M23 rebel. There's nothing is done about it. All he did is just go to America with Kagame in their suits, and actually like they were having peace talks with Trump. And after that, we saw Rwanda being kicked at the back. They've been Kagame is being broken now. His assets probably his net worth is gonna go lower because there is no more stealing, baby. No more stealing. Your worth could be going lower from 500 to 100 to close to nothing, and that's how they leave you even close to being unrecognized. And the next thing you're gonna hear, Kagame is gonna be facing 20 years of jail because of.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Including corruption, fraud, and embezzlement of public funds. It is the country's first such court. The tribunal will consist of a primary jurisdiction court and an appeals chamber. At least 40 judges will likely be needed to work across the two chambers.
All corrupt, all of them.
By law, the new structure will have
all of them. It is just recently we were discussing about the judges in Kenya, how it is so easy for them to be bribed, and how one of them even used to give Bible verses as a figure of how many figures is being paid. Like, are you kidding me?
To be operational within 3 months of the decree laws entering into force. The court's creation aims to strengthen the Democratic Republic of Congo's judicial system in the fight against financial and economic crimes, which are numerous in the country.
Nah, this is not going to change anything. In Africa, we just need a Pan-African to be able to give us all this. We can be having the same corrupt people telling us they're going to deal with corruption. That is a big joke. I'm not even taking this serious at all. I had to report on it, of course, but I would not take that serious personally if I was a Congolese. I would not. I'd first question if Skedi really cared about corruption, he should count himself a corrupt person. You've left the life.
He's not going to do that.
Exactly. That's the problem. So how can I trust you? You are corrupt. You yourself, you're very corrupt. But you want me to trust you to give me justice? You sound crazy. You really sound super crazy. And get out of here. That's what you need to be told. On the other hand, we have South Africa still, where we have the sanitary towels we were talking about 2 weeks ago, how they have chemicals that actually are leading to sterilization chemicals, if I can remember clearly. And now we have activists in South Africa who are saying that the menstrual product regulation is not transparent enough. Despite the government reassurance, because the government actually came out and said that despite the chemicals being visible, it doesn't put you at risk. That is a government that doesn't give a shit about you. Number one, because they have not created anything. There's nothing we have as Africa. Again, that's why I go back to the same topic when we were talking about this. If we had organic products from the word go, this would save us as Africans a lot. This would not even be a debate we're supposed to be having, because we know our organic supplements or products, how they're supposed to be, how they work. And you can feel the irritation of something different when you use it. But the fact that no African country has allowed itself, none of them have had talks with each other because, we're different. Those are the South Africans. Those ones, those are the fufu eaters. Those also are the jollof eaters. That you think we can ever have anything organic? I mean, even with the organic food, we're still arguing whose best food it is. Can you make it make sense? Even with the best organic food, we still have
That what that Ghanaian guy said. We don't have nothing to do with no war in Iran. Please leave us alone. We war about jollof rice.
exactly. So imagine just simple things that's supposed to be making us united and making us also argue about each other and what is
Silly stuff.
it's super crazy. But the same while the health department has sought to reassure the public about hormone disrupting chemicals found in sanitary products, activists say the bigger issue is whether South Africa's regulations of this product is transparent enough. This follows last week's response by Health Minister Aaron, I'm not going to read the second name, to a study by University of the Free State, which you have to figure out, of course, who funds that. Bet it's the white people, that detected endocrine disrupting chemicals such as the phthalates, if I'm pronouncing correctly. We have bisalons and the parabens. Yeah, and parabens in menstrual pads and panty liners. And the detection of EDCs does not translate to evidence of harm to South Africa. That is what he said. Just because a chemical is present, it doesn't mean that it presents a risk to anyone. The minister said this during a press briefing last week. Academic and menstrual health advocate Candice Shirwa is not convinced, arguing that dismissing the study finding isn't the same as guaranteeing safety. And she says, when the minister says that there is no evidence of harm, what is he really saying? What is really saying is that we haven't actually looked yet. We haven't done the long-term studies on what happens when you use the product 15,000 times over 40 years. So you're supposed to use this product for 40 years, 15,000 times, so we can see if Africa, we're so unserious. God damn. No wonder we're being used as guinea pigs. If this is the type of defense mechanism you have when it comes to your health, oh my God. I mean, how do you even convince someone, no, you can't use me as a guinea pig? No, but your Minister of Health says, you can still use these things.
Exactly.
There's no risk detected. Huh? Oh, we're dying in Gulf. Nah. It's you taking your backward behaviors there as Kenyans. So you can continue dying there. Oh, we need help. Iran is bombing us. Oh, no. You use your means of transportation. Get yourself home. I don't care how, whether the islands are closed or not. Like our means, our ways of tackling things are so weak. It's so weak.
Of course.
This is so crazy and very embarrassing again. I don't know how to look at these situations ever again. Like, they're just embarrassing sometimes when you talk about them. You're like, what type of thinking is this? What type of backward thinking is this? Like, are you even someone's husband and father and mother? Like, because how even an official of the government? How do they even pick you? Were they sleeping?
There you go.
It's crazy. God damn it. It's so
nepotism. Like you told me, Katie's a nurse in a hospital. I said, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, you just know somebody become a nurse. Are you crazy? You ain't fucking with my health, but she's a nurse.
Well, maybe she's washing the washrooms. I don't know. Maybe she lied too. I don't know. Kenyans, man, again, Africans should put themselves on a certain, hierarchy when it comes to certain organizations, because we grew up knowing doctors, nurses are really good, well-paid people, but come look at the reality, shit, striking every time.
You know how long it takes to become a doctor, Joby? Just as a doctor, Joe, in college and med school. That's 10 years. You ain't a nurse. A nurse is at least you've been a nurse, you're 4 to 5 years of college. You can't tell me you got a high school and you a nurse. Crazy.
It's crazy. But also we have in Kenya other matters that are coming up when you talk about Iran, where Kenya has a risk of fertilizer shortage. Where
I told you.
Also, Jibajaba mentioned about fertilizer rise of prices yesterday. They say Nairobi, Kenya could face fertilizer shortages following disruption along the Strait of Hormuz amid the ongoing Middle East conflict. The United Nations Conference of Trade and Development has warned about this. And according to the UNCTAD, that is the United Nations Conference or whatever, Trade of Development, about 26% of Kenya's fertilizer imports pass through the narrow channel between Oman and Iran.
I knew it.
Supply constraints and potential prices increasing as the planting season has begun. About 1/3 of the global seaborne fertilizer trade, roughly 16 million tons, pass through the Strait.
Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, and the analysis show that the countries such as Sudan, Sri Lanka face even greater exposure, with 54% and 36% of their fertilizer imports is respectively routed through the strait. And the Strait of Hormuz.
I just planted our potatoes, and I think I don't know how much fertilizer we're gonna need for the damn strawberries. I don't know.
You just need manure. You need a cow dung, chicken dung, mix that shit together, and you got yourself what you want. God damn it. That's all you need. It's cheap, zero price. If they have cow dung and chicken dung, actually you just need the cow dung mostly. You don't need to mix with the chicken dung, but mostly for it to be a good fertilizer, the chicken dung and the cow dung go well together. And I think they say, I think the rabbit
piss. Rabbit piss.
Yeah, the rabbit piss too. Yeah, is also good. That is a good fertilizer as well. So if you can use this is the time where again Africans were being taught we need to rely on used to use. You're gonna stop depending on white people, because I don't think we've even been hit hard. We need to be hit harder. I'd say as a continent. Yeah, I'm very honest, and I hope it doesn't affect me. And I wish it doesn't affect me.
You can't say I hope we need to hit harder and don't affect you, Joe.
Yeah, I let it affect those who have the means and the capabilities of doing it, but they choose not to. Always want to be a bootleg of a white daddy. Yes, white daddy. We can do this because Jesus is your symbol, and we have to depend on you, and that's it. Nah, you're being broken to go back to what you used to use, literally, and you have to do that, and so much more should happen. I've said that I think before. There is something that happened, and I said Africans we've not learned yet, and until we're gonna be left completely independent, because right now we're dependent on countries that bring us this GMO shit and killing us, these fertilizers, chemicals, thinking that they're helping us. We're gonna go back to what really belongs to us. We're gonna go back to that. But still in Kenya, about the floods, I did report yesterday that the number of people who have died because of the flood is about 66 people so far. And we have the authorities which have asked their residents who are living in low-lying areas to move to safer ground. And more than 2,000 people have had to leave their homes to seek shelter. President William Ruto said emergency floods and medical assistance were being delivered to affected communities, which have not seen any images. That is just a talk. I've not seen them talking about, again, the motorboat funds that were allocated in 2023. Where is that money? If the governor says that we've been having a problem since he was a baby, where we had El Nino, him being stuck in rain and floods for 3 hours, how the goddamn are you a governor, goddamn it? And you once faced this situation and you had the money and didn't do anything about it. Why the hell are you even a governor? I thought aspiring to be a leader, it has to come from a point of experience, number one. It has to come from a point of you wanting change because you know how it feels to be in that position. Like Ruto. We thought Ruto was really a hustler, for real. I was selling eggs. I started by selling eggs, and I was selling cow dung, and I was selling chicken. And then the daughter also came with the same bullshit. I was selling eggs at a certain university. Then the people who are studying in that university that year...
They never seen him.
Exactly. We never saw.
It's all fake.
What? And if there's something common in university is that the egg selling, we call it smocha, the chapati wrap with smokies and all that, or chips. those are common vendors always in the university. So it's easy for them to be known. But Charlene Ruto, never seen anywhere, but we're supposed to be, you believe in the hustler system. Oh, okay. It's crazy. It works really, really okay. And still in Kenya, on the last conversation, we have the Kenyan, which has said Russia will stop recruiting its citizens to fight in Ukraine. And it's crazy because we have a video that has been circulated.
They arrested that guy. You said they arrested that dude. And then Russia will stop. They're not gonna stop. They know you. I told you they were gonna need African bodies. That was gonna be the scam. And they got the dude, the Kenyan guy, who was a lot of Kenyans talking about they're gonna pay him $10,000. When they got up there, they paid him like $30 to go die.
Crazy. It's crazy. So they're saying that they will no longer be transporting. So I was saying there's a video that was circulating online of our cabinet, for, I think, the foreign minister, if I'm not wrong, saying that was back then when he was saying actually Kenyans are good fighters. You need to recruit them to go work in Ukraine. You know, Kenyans are very good fighters. These people are very strong. The young people in this country, you need to take them. These are the people actually advertising us like ships. Like just advertising. Actually, you ever seen leaders who are just advertising you? It's like you're some goddamn chips on the market. Like, oh, this one is the fat one. This one, take it. This one will give you fat.
It's slavery. Like that. It's slavery.
Crazy.
Russia has agreed to end the recruitment of Kenyan citizens to fight with its army in Ukraine, Kenya's foreign minister said on Monday. Musalia Mudavadi met with his Russian counterpart in Moscow over concerns that hundreds of Kenyans have been drawn into the war.
I want to make it clear that we have now agreed.
This idiot who said that the Burkina Faso videos are AI. This guy.
So wiki, sir. I want to say that we're going to stop doing what we're doing.
He's been in
we're not going to do it.
He's been in politics since I was born. This is literally my grandpa.
Agreed that Kenyans shall not be enlisted through the Department of Defense or Ministry of Defense. Yeah, they'll no longer be.
Then I go into the Department of Defense, moron. You got scams. You're not gonna stop that. And why would you say that about the Russians who took them? You're not, because you're a weak country. You can't just take people's goddamn people and put them on the front line in a war. Like right there is an act of war.
Exactly.
And the special operations, and we want to appreciate that.
According to Ukraine, some 1,800 citizens from 36 African nations are fighting alongside Russian troops. Nairobi estimates that about 1,000 Kenyans have been sent to fight.
And I'm going to tell you now, they're all black Africans. Not the Arabs up north. Going to be black, the moronic niggas. Those are the ones that's fighting. Okay? 37 nations are all going to be black Africans.
Moscow has been widely accused of recruiting foreigners to its army using the lure of high salaries and sign-up bonuses.
Exactly.
Others say they were told they were being recruited for normal jobs in Russia before being sent to the front lines with limited training. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Russia wasn't forcing anyone to enlist.
Crazy. Man, you better stick your ass home and you better go sell some kills. You better become tattoo seller or something. You better become a conductor. You better become a maid, or you better do something with your life rather than you going to risk your life somewhere else. I'm glad I listened to my intuition, because I better be dead right now. I'll not be here. And the fact I was supposed to take myself there and without telling nobody. You can imagine? Nobody. I'm like, tell them what? Nobody gives a shit about me. Y'all kicked me out. So what the hell am I supposed to tell you what? I'm crazy. I'm going. Then something happened just within that week. I'm like, shit, this is someone I know. What happened to them? There's no answers, or died under unknown circumstances. I'm like, shit, I don't want to die yet. I love life. I love living life. I'm not about to die yet. I got a lot that I want to live for, a lot of dreams that I know I'm going to fulfill. So I'm not going to die yet. So I'm glad I listened to my instincts. But as we come to the end of today's conversation right there, I see Jabba. Thank you so much for joining. Says wet and slushy. We got 3 inches, it's very icy. That's the issue. Be careful. That's on you, for you, Keith. It says it's wet and slushy. We got 3 inches. It is very icy. That's the issue. Be very careful. I don't know if that's the same region, but I also see Jiba says reports read the US has 2 months of rare earth minerals. Niger better watch out. Yeah, I reported that yesterday that actually they have nothing. Like that's why they're trying to make deals with African countries. And that's what I was talking about yesterday.
Exactly.
African countries be trying to take back control of their resources because they know also right now America is desperate. We've seen countries again like Botswana, Zimbabwe, I think I mentioned Senegal, and bunch of them are trying to locally process their resources in the country and not export them anymore. So I hope that move continues because again it has to move with very heavy terms and conditions when it comes to these foreign nations. That's what had actually changed. The law should become different. They just can't come knocking in the door and take anything they want. So Jibajaba says Skedi looks like a dodo or from I said so. Thank you. You see, those are the two big balloon stomachs in this African continent. If you don't notice, now the third one add to the list is Uhuru Kenyatta. His stomach has become so big. That's the third one. Yep. But if you count of the big balloon stomachs and heads, Skedi and Adudu, and a dog who fall there. Very well. Tipajawa says, asking, does Kenya grow cotton? Yes, we do. Or bamboo? Yes, we do. To make sterile, uncontaminated sanitary pads in the country. We have actually in my going to my house, we have like many bamboo sticks, like many bamboo sticks, bamboo trees, bamboo sticks, whatever, bamboo trees.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people use this bamboo because more organic. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we do have cotton, but do we control it? No, the British control all that shit. All of it. All of it. All of it. That's why you see us taking our second-hand clothes from the market. Them dirty underwears and sweatpants and all that, then you come clean yourself, because we can't, like Rwanda, ban the second-hand clothes. I wonder why. And I also see, don't worry, they just sell that sand fertilizer to the. I know, it's crazy. That's the government that did that. That was Uru's government. These people subsidized fertilizer of
And it was like rock. What was that shit like rocks? Was it like rocks or something? Shit?
It was sand. They sold them
sand.
And then that's the worst part. Again, you question yourself, how uneducated are we even about farming? I mean, how don't you even know fertilizer? I know fertilizer. I know what fertilizer smells like. Why don't you know fertilizer?
I don't know. At least some sand shit.
It's crazy. But Japa also says, yep, get poop, 100 cow, donkey, chicken, horse, all that. I know, exactly. And of course, much love. That's why we come to the end of today's conversation. We'll have to be forced to go back to our organic ways of living, whether we like it or not, because the white people are going to finish us in different ways. Number one is our dependency on them. That has destroyed us as a continent. Our dependency on white people's system has destroyed us, not only politically, but even in the ways we live. Like these people have taken charge of our lives, to the point where Africans think that if I live the organic way, we call it mshamba. Mshamba means like, how do I say? Mshamba means, let me see what mshamba means in English. Mshamba.
And it's a compound or something?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah. Okay, I think it means a fool. Mshamba, like when you.
Oh, fool. Okay.
Yeah, when you're trying to live the organic way, if you eat the organic vegetables, which personally I'm going back to. I love meat kills, but I'm trying nowadays, like every twice a week, I eat the other organic vegetables that we have in Africa, which I love. There's some that are my favorite. So I've been trying that. So most of the people, they see you eating that, they think, number one, you're a fool, you are poor. I love githeri, the mixture of beans and maize. I love githeri. Like, I'm a sucker of githeri. But when you eat that, again, people think you don't have money, or she eating like that because she doesn't have money,
Who
or she.
cares? Like what you like. Who
I
cares
know
what people
exactly.
think?
Nobody cares, but it's the mindset of
Okay.
the people.
I got
Like,
you. Yeah.
yeah, it's the mindset of the majority. It's not even about the people around me. It's the mindset of like the people. If you eat ugali with kales and avocado, or sheep, or like, can't I just eat ugali and avocado and kales because that shit is so good? The same way you can enjoy your macaroni and cheese without some chicken. Like, please, it's crazy. But anyway, much love, family. Have yourselves or without a cornbread, because you guys must have a cornbread on your food. Like, it's
I
crazy.
mean, I ain't had cornbread in years. I don't know. I ain't had cornbread in a long time.
It's crazy. But much love. Thank you so much, Robin, has been with me this morning. To the silent listeners, to the new listeners, subscribe kindly and join us in a few. We're coming back with another amazing
Much
show.
love, family.
Reaction time. We react to videos, funny, political, depends what's on the table. And of course, later we have the Africa Today show. Me and Keith, as we
Well,
see what's happening
I
with
might be.
Trump,
I
Dookie
I'm,
Booty.
I might be sitting in this traffic when I do the application. You guys see, I've been here for like 2 hours. See this?
Damn.
Ain't nothing moving.
Damn. That's crazy. That's worse than Africa. I can't imagine being stuck in traffic for 2 goddamn hours. I'm
Uh,
so impatient. I'll take a bike. That's what I'm gonna do. I take a bike.
you can't take a bike if you're in the car. What you gonna do? You can't put the car aside. When you start
Oh,
driving in a couple of months, what are you talking about?
well, if I'm in a Uber, what I do,
Oh,
I pay
okay.
that person and I take a bike, you know. Or what I do most of the times, if I see traffic, because I can tell when there's traffic, you just tell it from the
Yeah.
outside the studio. I'm like, Shanda,
Hmm.
I'm not doing no matatu. I'm not doing no Uber either. So I'm gonna take a Uber bike. That Uber bike is very quick. You get where you want within less than 30 minutes. But what happened
Yeah.
to me on Thursday, I took the Uber bike because I
Uh
was
huh.
already late by the time I was getting out of here. And then
Yeah.
when we were like 10 minutes to the venue. Then this guy's electrical bike went off on my ass. I'm like, hold
Oh, it was
on.
electric. It was electric
Yeah,
bike.
yeah. So I'm like, so the first we first stood, then I thought maybe he's trying to calculate how we're gonna take a turn. But I'm like, damn, the road is clear, so just take a turn. What are you waiting for? And we're standing like there are cars behind us
I'm out of
moving
power.
back. So I didn't know. It took me a minute to understand what's happening. So there are cars waiting behind us. One was a Chinese guy. So I'm like, shit, you better fly over because I'm also trying to get this guy to move. I don't know what you want me to do. You better fly over or something. Don't bother me. And then we had, I think the government, there's another government car that was behind the Chinese guy's car.
Yeah.
And they started putting the siren. I'm like, damn. You're gonna have to cross over. So I had to ask the guy, hey, excuse, what's up? Because the road is clear. Can we take a turn? Because we're just like 20 minutes. We don't know the direction. Maybe the map is not showing the direction. I know the place from here. I can direct you. He's like, no, my bike has been switched off. I'm like, shit. Okay, can I pay you? I'm like, okay, can I pay you? Then you pay the bike. He's like, nah, it's not gonna allow me to do that. I gotta pay. I'm like, it doesn't make a difference. The phone is still gonna hit you. Nah. I'm like, damn, make this shit quick. I was so frustrated. I felt like I could set some light and just move. I was so frustrated, but at the end, he ended up paying it and it moved. So I started asking him questions now about the bike. I'm like, shit. So if these things get switched off and you're somewhere where there are lions, you can't move completely. Like you're gonna be stuck there. Like, you're gonna be stuck there. Shit. That's crazy. I was frustrated. But anyway, have yourselves a beautiful morning. Thank you so much for those who have joined. And to those who shall be catching this on a replay, hope you guys get to enjoy. Peace and